Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Good morning to you all from Providence. And you might be surprised. You announce revered Swami Yogatmananda giving talk, but you are sitting at the speaker. No, I am not. Just I am trying to little introduce you to Swami Yogatmananda. He has so kindly agreed. You can't imagine. He's so busy today. Today is the dedication of new shrine. But with all the works and the devotees, he agreed to give this talk for 1 hour. So extremely busy since morning. We are so grateful to Swami Yogatmanandaji, and he will give the talk, and it is the third eye. So please, I welcome Swami Yogatmanandaji, head of the Providence Center in the Providence itself. So we will enjoy a talk. I'm also here sitting and listen, trying to I'll be here and listening to this wonderful talk that Swami Yogatmanandaji is giving. I welcome Maharaj. Please come.
You will listen it in person, huh?
In person, yes.
Okay. My thanks to Kripamayanandaji and my greetings to you all. Kripamayanandaji did a wonderful worship. Just now we finished the Homa. You may see the Homas, this spot on my forehead, and Kripamayanandaji's forehead. It was put just now, so you didn't see when he was giving intro. But it was a joyous day for us, and today's topic is to open ourselves up to the reality, to the truth of our true existence. So let us do some prayer and a short meditation. Om Atma me shuddhantam ज्योतिरहं विरजा विपाप्मा भूयासगं स्वाहा. Om. May my physical self be purified. I am free from all impurities and of the nature of consciousness. Om Antaratma me shuddhantam Jyotiraham Viraja Vipapma Bhuyasagam Swaha. May my mental self be purified. I am the all-pervading, luminous consciousness, free from all the desires of impurity. Om Paramatma me shuddhantam Jyotiraham Viraja Vipapma Bhuyasam Swaha. May all my impurities due to ignorance associated with my causal body be gone. I am the all-pervading, luminous, blissful consciousness itself. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now let us close our eyes. All forms, all colors have disappeared. All the divisions have disappeared. Let all our senses and mind get quietened. All the universe of changing variations, the universe divided by time and space. It has become quiet, gone. The light of supreme consciousness is now being felt. The voice of silence coming from within is getting heard. The seer and the seen, the subject and object divisions have disappeared. The all pervading, tremendously luminous, extremely blissful, infinite ocean of consciousness alone is. It is bliss itself, peace itself, immortality itself. It is the goal of life. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear Kripamayanandaji Maharaj, and all my dear friends, some are sitting right here in person, mm, or standing in person. So it is a pleasure to speak on this very nice topic, very interesting and important for our spiritual life. Uh, we have, as human beings, two eyes. Not all creatures have really two eyes. And like birds, like for example, crow, the crow, it has only one eye, but two openings for the one eye. So from the one eye, it turns it to one, like we see from the two windows, sometimes we go to one window and sometimes to another window. So the crow, eye of crow moves from this window to that window. So only one eye. Many insects have just one eye focused on the front like that. So there are some creatures who do not have eyes. They see through sound, as it were. They, for example, bats, they see with the sound. They have the ultrasonic hearing. I don't want to give you more details about it, not necessary. What I mean is that for human beings, the sense of sight represents their awareness that comes through all the sense organs and mind, that creates, this illusory world. The light of consciousness gets distorted through these senses and mind instrument, as it were, and we see that alone as real and forget the true source of all this awareness. As some say, no, these are the two different things, the world of the senses and the world of God or true consciousness. So one has to give up that world and get to this world. Friends, that is not the proper Vedanta understanding. There are no two things. The self alone is. The difference is the perverted and wrong view of the reality and the true view of the reality. This world of sense organs is really projected from the self, but through this distorted instrument. Meditation means to, to see that true reality by removing this distortion. And once we remove that distortion and we become aware of the true light, and thus we also see that what we were seeing is that very light percolating through these senses. It is to be understood that that alone is true. Mm, Let me quote one beautiful verse from Shankaracharya's Dakshinamurti Stotra, where he says that, look, suppose you have a pot, say earthen pot, opaque as such, but has, say, many holes, and there is a lamp that is put in it. नाना छिद्र घटोदर स्थित महा दीप प्रभाभास्वरम. Imagine ghata, a pot, and then there is the deepa, light is put in it. Now, if we are not seeing exactly the light, we may think that these holes, they are the sources of light. And they, what the source that holes are doing, they are not creators of light. They are not presenting light of their own. What they are doing is distortion is presented by them, different shapes according to the holes, whether it is a square hole or a round hole or whatever, small or big, the light of the lamp, that alone is the source of light. That lamp is giving the light, and we are seeing so many different variations of that light, and we forget that they are not real, that those images are due to the holes. The light is different inside. So we must remember that the true vision is inside. What our eyes, in human language, because most of our uh, consciousness, or let us say awareness, is connected to the eye. Our brain is mostly connected to the eye, and therefore, even though we have to speak of different sense perceptions, see, even the word perception is a visual, so audio perception, but why you use the word perception? It is a visual word. So what it means is that our awareness is so tied up with vision. So it is, even when, for example, we are listening, then we say, "Oh, uh, now I see what you want to say." It is, now it is you heard, but the expression is you see, because that is how the human awareness is connected. Therefore, in scriptures also you say that it is like Kathopanishad, the famous verse which says, Avrutta Chakshu, Amrutatvamichan. But it begins that what? With that Paranchi Khani, Vyatruna Swayambhu. So all the different organs, they are meant there. They are like holes. We are just, I told you this about the holes in the pot. So these are the holes. Now these holes, later, it is represented that Avritta Chakshu, if you want to know the nature of the inner self, the truth, then close your eyes. But it doesn't mean just eyes. All the sense, all the holes, that all the sense organs and mind need to be shut off, so that the nature of the truth you can. So, after you know the nature of the truth, I am using the word after in the sense of, time, now and then. But actually, there is no time as such in that awareness. But our language has this deficiency. So, afterwards, you will see that these holes are not the creators of light. Then the world will, uh, no problem if we are seeing the world, hearing of the world, living in the world, but uh, we won't consider it as permanent or real. We will see that God or the truth real. So it is like you are seeing a movie, and then you get identified with the pictures. And where is the screen? You don't see the screen. But suppose for a second you switch off the power. Now the pictures are gone. And then you see the screen in front of you. And then when the pictures are again on, you know that they are just on the screen. They are not real. So that is how you may see the world with this awareness. Then you will not be able to, you will not get deluded by it. You know that it is not real, because now your third eye is open. That is the third eye, friends. It is the eye of knowledge. means this the sense organs which generate the illusory world for us. Now we know the true nature of that, and thus, therefore, we do not get deluded, we do not get caught, and thus do not suffer. So, we then get the true bliss that we are seeking, true freedom that we are seeking, all that actually is the product of knowing the truth. In truth, we are free. But when we get caught in this illusory world, it is our body is a part of that illusion. We see the body, it is perceived through senses like the objects that are outside the body. It is, for example, I am perceiving the reflection of my body as I am speaking before you, sitting in front of computer, that is the wonder, beauty, and great benefit of giving a talk like that, virtual talk, because you see yourself as talking when you are speaking uh, from a microphone podium. Some others may be listening on YouTube, but you normally won't see yourself giving a talk. So here this advantage is, that this body is also and not real. It is a virtual body that everybody sees. Even this flesh and blood body is only virtual. It is a three-dimensional presentation. I'm sure in a few years, artificial intelligence will be able to recreate the three-dimensional view of this body. Does it make it non-illusory, or it is real? No, it is still equally illusory, because it has a form, it has divisions. The truth is without any division. When the third eye opens, the the two eyes need not be closed, but what this third eye does is destroys the illusion. Therefore, it is shown in the Shiva's image, the popular image of Shiva. Panchavaktram Trinetram, five faces and three eyes. And people think that sometimes he doesn't open his third eye. Only once in a while, when he wants to destroy, then he opens his third eye. I don't think it's like that. It is true that sometimes he only shuts these two eyes, but third eye is always open. Now, whether there is the other two eyes are open or not, third eye is always open. So there is no delusion. In these movies and all, it is shown the third eye opens, and then all the world is burnt, gone. I used to, in my childhood, think what kind of God he is. Burns everything, destructive God. I used to wonder. But then, as I learned better, I knew that it is not destruction of anything, destruction only of illusion. Using the very nice language of our Swami Ranganathananji, it only destroys our dumbness. Do we like to keep dumbness? Then okay, then keep this, do you want to become dumb, and thus get caught in the illusion and caught in bondage and suffer? Then of course Vedanta is not for you, the lives of sages and saints are not for you, obviously. But if you want happiness in life, if you want freedom in life, peace in life, then one has to get rid of illusion. Nothing else. Getting rid of garbage. Nobody wants garbage. Mm. There was a funny case. It might be a joke, but it is maybe real. Who knows? A divorce lawyer uh, was visited by a lady, and she said that I want to give divorce to my husband. The lawyer, of course, wanted his fees and all that, so he said, okay, certainly, but you should have some basis, some case, why do you want the divorce? And the wife says, he brings his work at home. So, what is wrong about it? That cannot be the basis for divorce, because so many people cannot finish their work at the workplace. So, they bring, I don't think on that basis I can fight your case. The wife says, no, no, but his job is, he's a garbage collector. Then that could be that could be then the case for divorce, you see. So it is like that. We don't want this garbage called illusion, ignorance, and so it really stings. So we have to go beyond it, and the way to do that is allegorically described as opening of the third eye. And for that, what we need to do is know that what we do experience by these two eyes, or all the sensory organs and mind, is not real. And how do we know that? Sri Ramakrishna says that look, all these things, they come and go. Are they real? Can they be real? They are not real. They are all impermanent. Sri Ramakrishna experienced this thing, and thus he brings that experience, that awareness to us by prompting us that examine that things come up. He says, from childhood I saw, and not that he alone saw. Did we not see? We saw, but it didn't register in our brain. He saw what? He says that I saw a plant uh, getting, as it were, born, and then grows, and then after some time, it starts decaying and dies. Uh, all the other creatures I saw, they are born, they grow, then start decaying, and they die. Same with human beings. And so, what conclusion he draw? Now see, that I'm sorry, I have to use this word see again and again, although you are hearing only. Yeah, so it is uh, the I had told sometimes that if the dogs were to think about it, they would give the example of smell, because most of the dogs do not recognize by sight. Dogs recognize by smell. So their scripture would have a third nose, as it were, instead of third eye. Instead of these two nostrils, they might have a third nostril somewhere. But for human beings, it's like that. So Sri Ramakrishna sees these things. We also see this thing, but it does not register in our mind, our understanding, that these things are not real. They are considered to be permanent. It is actually, when we see things to be impermanent, we do not get attached to them. For sure, nobody will get attached if they understand that it is impermanent. The example I like, I give it many times, that do you get attached to your seat in the airplane? No, no, you say that it is my seat, you use it. Mm. But you know that it is for a 1 hour, 2 hours, or whatever. Even if you are having a long trip, say from Toronto to Australia, maybe 17, 18 hours, 20 hours. Mm. But when you want to get down, when the plane lands, even before the announcement is made that we have landed, but it is still seat belt side is still on and so forth, you start looking, where what to take now. Come on, you are in a hurry to leave the seat because you know that your seat is that is not really yours, it is impermanent. So about everything in the world, my spouse, my house, my children, what are they? Let us remember, it is impermanent, and let us not get attached to them. We will not get attached to them at all. When we know that they are impermanent, the body is impermanent, very easy to see, and thus, this when the third eye opens, this is the meaning of third eye opening, the eye of discernment. We must learn to discern that, yes, that is the really the meaning of seeing. Means seeing, if I see that it is one thing and another thing and then get confused, it is not really seeing. It is, if I call say a cat, I say no, no, it is a camel. It is, I am not seeing. So the distinct features, these distinct features of various things are seen. Along with that, we should see that they come, they move, they grow, and then they are gone. They are not permanent. Everything is like that. Our two eyes, they show us that which is not real. The third eye brings the illumination. I had read a nice story. At that time, I didn't realize the significance, but now I see the how we get deluded. That story's significance now dawns upon me. At that time, it was just a fun, a joke, and I have told this story a few times. That a old lady was that taking out the stones mixed in the grain, that in India that has to be done very often. Nowadays, I don't know, but in my childhood, that used to be the vocation of the those who want to cook. So because you can't cook with those pebbles, so the little stones inside. So it is. When I joined our Ramakrishna mission in Nagpur, then I was eating and there were some stones in the rice. So I said to the senior Swami there, hey, there are the stones here. And he, in a half humorous way, said to me, oh, we have to develop positive attitude. A few these pebbles, you are concentrating on that. Why don't you see so much rice? So I say it's too difficult to become that positive. So one lady was taking out pebbles like this, and naturally it is a difficult process because they get camouflaged by the grain, and so She was looking. So at times she was adjusting her glasses to see better, and a monkey was watching. The monkey and jumped down to her with another pair of these glasses. Oh, said, "Oh, Grammy, I am seeing your plight, like this, that you are finding it so difficult to get out those pebbles. Mm. So, I have a trick. I have this special magic glasses. If you put that, then you will be able to clearly see the grain separate from those mm, stones or sand particles. You will see them clearly separate, so you will be able to quickly get rid of them. And you have to give us some little this remuneration to me. What? I don't have money. No, no, no money. Anyway, those stones you will be throwing away, give me the stones. And that lady readily agreed. Who cares for those? Anyway, I was going to throw them. Yes, dear, you are free to take them. And she puts on those glasses. And really, she saw that they are separate now. Wow. She could easily pick. Only she was wondering why so many stones there. But she took out those stones, and then the monkey quickly picked these stones and went away. Uh, what happened? These were magic glasses. These stones were appearing as grains, and grains were appearing as stones. Ah, our vision is like that, friends. That which is illusory appears to be real. And we get cheated in this world. Swami Vivekananda says our senses are cheating us day and night. All the time they are deluding us, cheating us, and still we do not come to say again our language problem. Still we do not come to senses about the teaching, the cheating from the senses. Mm. And he says that, well, have you ever asked the credentials to those senses? Have you ever calibrated them? Any instruments that you are going to use, first you have to calibrate it. Have you calibrated the senses whether they are showing the real or the illusory? Mm, that they are making us all this see things which are not real, and therefore we have to see it in the light of this third eye. Third eye uh, gradually opens. This process of opening of the third eye is what commonly gets called as sadhana, spiritual practice that first awaken the conscience. Ask yourself, that is the first step. Without conscience, without this capability to introspect, we will not be able to understand this. Without introspection, what happens? Blame goes to this fellow, that fellow, for whatever we are suffering from. I am in bondage because I don't have money. Okay, look at the introspection will tell you, look at the lives of all those who have lot of money. Are they happy? Are they free from bondage? And you can see, no. So that cannot be the cause. Hmm. It is, you may think that all my problems are because of my mother in law. It is, well, no, there is no such problem due to her. You have to see the source of problems, and that is introspection. That introspection tells us that we are seeing the things as they are not. Our these senses, they are cheating us. And just as those cheating, those cheats, what tricks they use, the same tricks are used by this greatest cheatress of the world called Maya. Mm. These cheats, what do they tell? They show you some promises. Just, oh, you are under debt, take our credit card and you will be free from all debts. So, oh, yes, yes, 1 year, no APR. Okay. And then after that, minor something, but maybe within 1 year, you will be able to get rid of all your debt. So, get our credit card. But it doesn't happen. From one trap, you walk into a worse trap. That's all. So it is so many wonder. Some people, they go to gamble. One of my very good friends, a nice devotee, uh, he would gamble. He said that with my job, I will not be able to repay the debt. So therefore I feel that by uh, getting into gambling, soon I will get lot of money. And thus said, you fool, huh? Is it the way to get out of your debt? You will incur more debt by this. Isn't it obvious? But if the introspection is not on, we don't see this. So, therefore, the first process of opening the third eye is to intensify this faculty of introspection. So, with this introspection strong, we shall see that no, these all these things, they are really mm, cheating my inner life. They are not real. They appear to be real, but they are not real. So I should not take them as real and thus move on. Otherwise, they catch me. And therefore, as that famous verse of Bhartrihari says, Bhogana bhukta vayameva bhuktaha. I went to enjoy the world, but the world enjoyed me and finished me. That is the situation. That it is that kalo na yata vayameva yataha, that it is the time didn't go away, the time swallowed me, that's all. So this is to be seen by this third eye. And then in this third eye we should see that there is something that doesn't go away. Mm. Now the two eyes will not be able to show us that. They, because they are made, they have a manufacturing defect, as that verse I quoted from in Kathopanishad very beautifully says, Paranchi khani vyatrunat swayambhu tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman. All these sense organs and mind, they have this terrible manufacturing defect, that they show only that which is not real, that which is non-self. And therefore those who want to see the self, what should they do? That those who therefore close the eyes, means close the doors of the senses. Now that is meditation. Mm. That to try to feel this pure awareness without the interventions of the senses and mind. Mm. That is the meditative practice is that it is just sitting like that. That is not meditation. It is shutting off the eyes. Uh, the external eyes, these are to be shut, and the eyes of our mind, they all need also to be shut. Otherwise, we will be seeing mentally. Same thing, like one sees in dream. So same thing we will be thinking, seeing, and all that. That also needs to be shut. And then we will see. Still, we are aware. The aware, that awareness never goes away. Here, the Western uh, philosophers or scientists, psychologists, they fail to grasp this. They have this uh, kind of, assumption that the consciousness is created through the brain. The brain creates consciousness, and it is always an object's consciousness. So if there is no object, there will be no consciousness. If there is no brain, there is no consciousness. But that is not true. One is conscious. Consciousness is never absent. It is the objectless consciousness would be there, true consciousness will be there. It is not never the absence of consciousness, but the consciousness of absence of these illusions. That is how our perception will gradually get there. We will be aware of the reality, the screen behind all these objects. These in the movie, they come and go, they are not real. And you know that while seeing the movie. And therefore, even when you see a fire in the movie, you do not call that 911 fire trucks, no, because it is not real. It is, you are watching it, you have no fear that you are going to get burned in that conflagration. You are watching it because you know that it is not real. So exactly like that, we will be seeing the world, and we will see the variety, but we will see the truth that is behind it. So, in that sense, you can say this world of ignorance is destroyed. It must be destroyed. It must be taken out. Isn't it the condition for experiencing the truth? That untruth has to be gotten rid of. If I choose to hold on to untruth, and then that disqualifies me automatically from knowing the truth. Mm. So, if we want to be established in truth, then we have to learn to see by the third eye. It is this process of, say, spiritual practice, uh, and that involves meditation. But meditation must be that which percolates into our actions too. Then our actions get imbued by this meditative truth, that the sense experiences are not real, they are not permanent, and then we will not get attached to them. Thus, we will get gradually freed from this clutches of this worldly experience, because it is such a terrible bondage. So, we have to learn to open this third eye. And it is, but are we Shiva? Uh, yes, you are. Shiva is within you. You are in a way Shiva. And not only Shiva, you will see that in the hymns to all the gods and goddesses, that they are described to be having three eyes. Mm. So, like our Kripa Mayanji was doing worship. So, when you are worshipping other gods, goddesses, and all that, you say Netra Trayaya Vaushata. It is because they have three eyes, means not just these two eyes which show the illusory nature, but there is the third eye which uh, tells them the whole truth, that the world is the play of this true consciousness. It has no existence of its own. It is the Brahma and Shakti. So it is the same thing, is getting expressed through these two eyes, but with the distortion, that's all. So it is not that you have to then shut eyes, doesn't mean that, but know that that vision is not real. It is an impermanent thing. Hold on to the vision by third eye. Sri Ramakrishna always had this question. In, if you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, this kind of question appears again and again. Can one realize God while being in this world? And he never said no. Mm, yes, why not? But you have to do something. That so he gave various beautiful analogies. Live in the world, but from time to time you have to go to satsanga, the holy company. Remove yourself from these worldly associations, seclusion. Because if you are always in this mire of this world, you won't have a chance. So take yourself away and go to some holy company, and then by comparison you will be able to see that, oh, these holy people, they also are people like us, with two legs and two hands. They are not like those Vishnu and some that with four hands. They also have two hands, two legs. But their holiness owes to their attention, or their getting connected to that which is permanent. So, by that, you will also learn the secret of happiness. They are happy. Why? They are happy because they are connected to the truth. So, you see, I am unhappy not because of my mother in law, but because of my ignorance. So, now let me also open the third eye. So, Sri Ramakrishna gave another beautiful analogy, that be in the world, no problem, but let world be not in you. If you are in a that boat, and the boat is in water, of course that is fine. The boats are not made to run on the streets, they are made for waterways. So that's not a problem. But if the water gets into the boat, that is the problem. So let world not enter in us, and our third eye will make it sure that while you are in the world will not be in you. So, friends, let us pray today. I again convey my gratefulness to Kripamayanandaji Maharaj for giving me the opportunity to speak on this very nice topic, very practical for our spiritual life. And so, whenever next you hear of the third eye, think that this is the third eye, to see the truth. It is not eye of destroying anything except our dumbness, our ignorance, which needs to be destroyed. So let us think of that. And with this, I conclude my talk here. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmaswarupine अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या, सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। हरि ओं तत्सत्। श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।